Why you should ditch the driving line assist in sim racing. So, welcome back guys. Today we're going to be diving into a hot topic. Why you shouldn't use the driving line assist in your racing simulators. Whether you're a rookie or a seasoned pro, this video is going to help you understand why relying on the driving line is holding you back. And before we kick off, if you guys could leave a like and a comment on the video, as it's a free and easy way to support the channel by giving the video that little bit extra engagement to get this out to other sim racers like yourself. So thank you very much in advance. So around the driving line, it is useful for some things, and that even is subjective at that. Some people like to use the driving line, even people who don't need it, when they learn a new track. And that's fair enough. Personally myself, I like to get stung. I like to just discover a track for itself. When it comes to sim racing, I like to see the tarmac and that's it. I don't like to see anything else. Even if it takes me twice as long to learn a track, I don't mind. I look at reference points, I talk to myself, and when I get stung on a corner, I kind of work through it by myself, if you get me. But that's all purely just for the fun of it, so that's subjective. If you want to use it to learn a track, fire away. But first, let's talk about what the driving line assist is. It's that colourful line on the track that shows you the ideal path and suggests when to brake and accelerate. Sounds helpful, right? Well, not quite. And here's why. So, firstly, number one, it limits learning and skill development. So, how does it do this? When you rely on the driving line, you're not truly learning the track. You're just following instructions, and this prevents you from developing a deeper understanding of the racing line, braking points and cornering techniques. Without the line, you're forced to pay attention to the track and learn it by heart. Similar to how using Google Maps as for directions, if some of you drive, how you remember the directions better if you don't use maps, but if you use maps, your brain's like, oh, we don't need it because we have this assist. So you limit yourself from getting that deeper understanding. Number two, it reduces adaptability. So tracks can change due to weather, tire wear and other factors. If you're glued to the driving line, you won't be able to adapt to these changes effectively because real world racers don't have a magical line to follow. They rely on their skills and instincts. By turning off the driving line, you train yourself to be adaptable and responsive to different conditions. Number three, it hinders peripheral awareness. So following the driving line often makes you focus too much on the line itself and not enough on your surroundings. In a real race, you need to be aware of other cars, track conditions, and your own vehicle's behaviour. Turning off the driving line forces you to broaden your focus and become more aware of everything that's going on around you. Number four, a false sense of security. The driving line doesn't account for the nuances of each car or your unique driving style. Blindly following it can lead to mistakes and crashes. When you learn to drive without it, you become a much more confident in your own judgment and decision-making abilities. So it really gets rid of this layer of false security that you put on yourself, and then it's just you on the track. And lastly, number five, it limits your competitive edge. Like in high-level sim racing, the best drivers do not rely on assists, especially like the driving line, because to compete at the top, you need to master the fundamentals all by yourself. So turning off the driving line is a crucial step towards becoming a faster and more competitive racer who really has a deep understanding of the track and the car's limitations. So these are the different ways that the driving line can kind of hold you back. But what would be some practice tips that I would give to people looking to move away from the driving line, let's say, and move on to a more natural looking track? So firstly, for immersion it looks better, but it can actually make you faster because you start focusing on the right things. So the first thing is start turning off the driving line in practice sessions. Learn the track in segments, focus on mastering one section at a time, use reference points all around the track like brake markers, trees, buildings, bits of paint on the road, whatever it is. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, because that's how you learn, and that's how you get a deep understanding of what you're trying to learn. So there you have it. Ditching the driving line assist might seem daunting at first, but the benefits are well worth the effort. You'll become a more skilled, adaptable and competitive racer. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more sim racing tips and content. Thanks very much for watching guys. Happy hunting.